Welcome, everybody, to the Final Score. I'm your host, Nicholas Marcinov. Today, I am joined by a couple of good buddies of mine. We have Chris. He's a Dolphins fan. Tanner is a Patriots fan. And Ben, my little brother, he's a Vikings fan. So he's feeling the worst of it all. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the standings of our little tournament. Who's going to win the jersey? Well, if you're going off of these, which we're almost at the halfway point, Chris would be in the lead. He's getting about 67% of all the picks right. That means for every two he gets right, he gets one wrong, followed by me just by 2 games. But look at this. For third and fourth, they are 1 game behind me at second. I don't like that. And Ben thought he was out of it. But last week he was 10 games behind first. Now he's only 9. He is climbing the ladders, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to get there. But what do you guys have to say about this standing? Where do you guys feel? How do you guys feel?
Feeling pretty good. First place smells pretty nice.
And if you keep leaving during actual recordings, you will be disqualified, and I will be automatic number 1.
I will not leave today. Today is no leave day.
Hey, you can't boot me for the internet, bro. You know, everybody that doesn't like me DDoSes me, bro. That's why they don't want to hear what I have to say.
I would like to say thank you for the shitty introduction about my Vikings, and then throwing out immediately after that I'm in last place. Yeah.
Hey Ben, I'll hold
Feeling
your
good.
hand, bro. I'll bring you up. We'll climb together.
Thanks, dude. I'm a little heavy. I'm trying to lose weight, but
Hey,
Ben,
same here.
did you
Hey,
turn off your camera, Ben?
sorry. Can you feel me now? Hold on. Hello.
Yeah,
Am I
you're
here?
good. You're
I
good.
can feel you now.
Yeah. Cool,
you feel it
cool.
now?
Hey, I was gonna say, I'm trying to lose weight too. You know, we could order an XXL jersey when we tie for first, and we can share that.
I'm down,
We'll
bro.
wear it together.
I'm out. I'm not purchasing 2 people jerseys.
No, it's one jersey for 2 people.
Yeah,
No, you
one
gotta get that,
XXL
like-
jersey.
You gotta get
Yeah.
that
How do
like
you wanna wear
reverse
it?
inside out jersey where it's like Patriots on one like the outside and then on
Yeah.
the inside it's the Vikings.
They could just go to like a game, and whoever's on offense, they can just swap. That would be
Yeah.
fantastic. But we'll go ahead and make sure to write that down in our little notebooks as a business idea for later, because right now it is time for our Week 8 NFL picks. Let's go ahead and get into it with the Thursday night matchup. It's the 1-6 Atlanta Falcons going to the 3-4 Carolina Panthers. And Chris, you're going to break this one down for us.
Man, okay, so we got the Falcons. But this is what happened when they played the Cowboys. Offside kick, didn't nowhere to be found. This was last week. Lions came back. They let Todd Gurley score, brought it back to their end zone, got a nice win. Panthers last week, to tell you the truth, I don't even remember how the Panthers did last week, and I'm like kind of sad about that.
They narrowly lost to my Saints by 3 points.
Oh, there you go. So both teams are losing right now, but the Falcons will manage to somehow have a lead for most of the game and then falcon it. Give me the freaking Panthers.
Okay, Tanner, your pick?
So, kind of to piggyback off of what Chris said, this week I'm feeling very confident. You just got to even look at the record, bro. What are we at? 1-6 versus 3-4. That's terrible, and it's gonna keep continuing to be terrible because it's gonna be 1-7 real soon for the Falcons. So, give me the Panthers.
Oh, okay. All right. Ben, your pick.
Man. Now feeling a little nervous. I have the Falcons winning this. They throw up a lot of points. What could I say? No, I'm keeping with the Falcons. Falcons are gonna win.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, it's tough because it's like the Falcons, they're showing that they want to win, but they're not winning, and it's really just them shooting themselves in the foot. The Panthers, they did lose the last 2 weeks, but they're in it. They're competitive. And I feel like this week they'll get back on track. So give me the Carolina Panthers to bounce back from the 2-game losing streak that they're currently on.
Hey,
Okay.
you know what, Nick? Can
What's
I
up?
do something?
Depends.
Because it's not over yet. Can I change my pick?
I haven't
Yes.
officially moved on to the next matchup. So if this is your way of wanting to gain traction, why not?
I like this background. I don't know how much you guys can see. I'm going Falcons, baby.
I don't know somewhere Panthers. Ah.
I'm going Falcons. I'm going Falcons. I had to
Okay.
switch it up on them. That was my bad. That was my bad, though. All right, let's continue next subject.
Okay, next subject, next matchup. It's the first of the Sunday games. We have the 6-0 Pittsburgh Steelers going to Baltimore to take on the 5-1 Ravens. So for this matchup, it's obviously the last undefeated team in the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Both of these teams are being viewed as Super Bowl contenders, but only potentially one will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. The Ravens have a terrible passing attack. Well, let me rephrase that. They do not pass a lot. Their primary is rushing, and whenever they do pass, it's usually okay, but they don't pass a whole ton. On the opposite side, the Steelers, their offense hasn't been going. Both of these teams are really big into the defense. But here's the fun part is the Steelers' defense when it comes to rushing is one of the better teams. And so whenever I think about that, the Steelers, they're not putting up big offensive numbers to beat you because their defense is doing great. So I'm expecting a close matchup, but ultimately I think that the Steelers are going to narrowly beat Ravens and maintain control of the AFC North. Chris, your pick.
All right. So a couple things that I want to throw out for this. So did you guys know that the Ravens were named after Edgar Allan Poe's book, poem, The Raven?
Right.
So what the Ravens are going to do is they're going to go full South Park, and they're going to get their guy Edgar Allan Poe out on the field in a hologram. And did you guys know that? I'm pretty sure. I think Ben has already said this, but Baltimore is the 4th most dangerous city in America. So they're going to go on the field and they're going to murder some Steelers. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. All right. Tanner, your pick.
You got to look at it, man. You got Lamar Jackson. He's one of the greatest. I got the greatest wide receiver right here, Edelman, but we can talk about him later because I am going to talk about him. But listen, you got Lamar Jackson, man. This guy's crazy. He's right here on the ground behind me. He's doing a swim. He's going to swim right through. He's going to take out the Steelers. He's going to swim right through that dirty Pittsburgh River. He's going to take it home. Let's go Ravens.
We'll see about that. Ben, what's your pick?
Ravens just signed Yannick Ngakoue. They acquired him from the Vikings. And sneaky sign, a little under the radar, Des Bryant is on their practice squad now. Anybody know if he's supposed to be elevated or playing this week?
I would not imagine him to have a prominent role.
Yes, well, either way, they plan on having a better passing game, and I think they're going to be doing a little bit more passing on these Steelers, and I am going for the Ravens for my pick.
Hey, that's okay. I can catch up to Chris. I don't mind. Okay, but with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next matchup. It is the 1-5 Minnesota Vikings going to Green Bay, taking on the 5-1 Packers. Ben, talk about this matchup.
Yeah, so the Vikings are pretty much happy with laying down and dying for the rest of the season. They just got rid of Yannick Ngakoue, as I previously mentioned. They're probably going to be looking to trade some veterans before the trade deadline. They're not playing well at all. They almost beat Seattle, but then they played like absolute garbage against the Falcons. They gave the Falcons their only win of the season so far. Packers, on the other hand, those sneaky little turds, dude. I pulled up some stats about the Packers for this week because I wanted to tell you guys how awful the Packers really are. Look, Packers have played 6 games. They're 5-1. The 5 wins that they have: Vikings, who are 1-5; the Lions, who are 3-3; the Saints, who are the only team they have beaten with a winning record. And I don't even think at the time they had a winning record. And that was they were missing Michael Thomas, and Drew Brees was having his arm troubles. And they still only beat the Saints by 7 points. The Falcons 1-6. The Texans 1-6. 3 of the 5 teams they have defeated are absolute crap with only 1 win. The team that beat them, the Buccaneers, they got smacked, and the Buccaneers are a good team. The Packers, they can't play against good teams. They can play against crappy teams. Well, all this to say, I'm picking the Packers to win this one, but the Packers, I just wanted to give you all this information to let you know that they're ass, and they can't actually play. And Aaron Rodgers is the ghost of what he used to be, dragging ass in Green Bay. Screw the Packers, but they're winning this week.
Man, this went completely opposite of where I thought it was going.
Yeah, I thought he was like super confident in the Vikings being like, this is it. This is where we come back.
So I should have let you guys know my pick early and then went on my rant. But
nah, bro, I appreciate you letting the viewers be like, oh, wow, he's going to give us hope. Anyways, Chris, your pick.
Okay, so I consulted with some of my friends about my picks. So originally, I was going to go with the
I'm not
underdogs.
buying them jerseys, by the way.
No. They don't even know about the jersey. Originally, I had the underdogs and the Vikings beating the Packers. But then one of my friends said, and I quote, the Packers are going to wax the Vikings like a hairy you-know-what. And I was like, all right, good enough for me. I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah. As much as I want the Vikings to win, and I really want them to win, Kirk Cousins, he needs to be better. Tanner, your pick.
So actually, I had a phone call with Aaron Rodgers this week. You know what he came and told me? He said we're gonna build a beautiful, and he was like this. He's like, we're gonna build a beautiful, great wall. It is gonna be ginormous, and we are going to destroy the Vikings and block them out. So give it to the cheeseheads, give it up to the wall of cheese. Packers, baby, all day.
Man, I can't wait till they get eliminated in the playoffs. Moving on to the next matchup, it is the LA Rams, who are 5-2, taking on the 3-3 Miami Dolphins. Chris, the Dolphins are starting Tua Tagovailoa. Does that make a difference in this matchup?
Now you see, this, if I could find the picture, is what the Dolphins did to Fitzmagic. Hold on. You know what? Never mind. Forget it. It's going to take too long.
They broke his heart.
They broke his heart. They broke his heart. They shaved his beard, and they said, you know what? You sit on that bench. If he was starting, I would have said, oh, you know what? Yeah, Dolphins might have a chance. But Aaron Donald is going to come in to Miami, and he's going to be doing this. He's going to go Kurt Angle against Rey Mysterio, saying, you're a bunch of little boys, and I'm a man who likes to play with boys. And then he's going to get called confused and run away. But with that being said, Aaron Donald's going to eat up that whole entire offensive line, and I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm sad to say, but I'm going with the Rams.
All right, Ben, do you have anything to say to cheer up Chris?
No, absolutely not. I think the Dolphins made a really stupid decision in pulling Fitzmagic for Tua. And are you guys familiar with that song that's been popular right now, Die Very Rough by Mario Judah?
No.
Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I know that song.
Okay, well, if you're familiar with it, I saw on Twitter that that's supposed to be Aaron Donald coming after Tua. And if you're familiar with the song, that's absolutely hilarious. And if you're not, well, then look it up and then you'll laugh.
Okay, so you're taking the Rams.
Oh, yeah, Rams are taking it. Aaron Donald specifically is going to take it.
Okay. Well, Chris, let me say this to you. Joe Burrow has looked like a stud at quarterback. Justin Herbert has also looked like a stud at quarterback. Two rookies from the same draft class as Tua. What do these two players have in common?
They're both rookies.
Besides that, they look like studs
Okay.
who lose. That's going to be Tua. He's going to
Man.
look like a stud who loses to the LA Rams. Tanner, your pick.
You just hear what I thought you were gonna raise my hopes. You just freaking. Pew!
I know, it's pretty great, isn't it? Tanner,
Yeah, I mean,
9/11 that.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. All right, so basically, look, if we want to talk about hopes getting up,
Oh, no.
this would be cool. I think everybody's pretty wrong about what they've already been saying. I would be saying that if I was smoking, but I'm not. Let's go on the Rams.
Damn,
Jeez.
here I thought someone was actually giving me hope.
We are really mean to Chris and the Dolphins, but I am happy that they are 3-3. But I think the Rams will. Take it.
Just one last thing. Thank you to the Jets for making the Dolphins look like the '85 Bears.
Yeah. Good game
Making
for
the
Ryan
Dolphins look like the
Fitzmagic to go
72
out.
Dolphins.
No, none of us really know what those teams look like. We were all
Yeah, no.
born in the 90s. Anyways,
I think they had muscles.
we're going to move on to the next matchup. I'm going to keep this ball rolling. It's the 2-4 New England Patriots going to Buffalo to take on the 5-2 Bills. Tanner, let's hear it.
So this matchup is very interesting because you have Cam Newton, who hasn't been playing very well, and that was the most embarrassing. That was one of the most embarrassing days for me last week, was to be a Patriots fan. Losing to the 49ers 33-6. That I felt embarrassed. I didn't want to take off my jersey, but I was maybe putting my hand up here trying to cover up the logos and stuff. That was not a good day for me. And it really got me thinking. I'm like, are we really not going to do this well this season? Being, Patriots and Bills are playing very well. I was looking at a lot of stuff and I was doing some self-contemplating. I was like, do I really want this jersey and suck it up and face reality? Or do I want to swallow my pride and just continue to be the same person that I am, which is being an ignorant Patriots fan? And I know what a lot of you are already thinking. Oh, he's just going to be an ignorant Patriots fan. That's not the case. Okay, it hasn't changed. That's bad. Okay, I clicked Bills. We're going Bills, and the reason I'm saying that is because you look at Cam Newton, is not doing very well. You got Allen; he's doing very well for himself. They're 5-2. I'm gonna go with the Bills. Yes, it's controversial. Yes, I lost some fans, but you know what? I'm trying to win that jersey.
Okay, I can respect it. Now that I'm thinking about it, the Patriots haven't looked good the last couple of weeks. The Bills also haven't looked good the last couple of weeks. They got blown out by Tennessee. They narrowly beat the New York Jets only on field goals after being down 10-0. If the Patriots get right, it would be this week. And now that I'm saying it, it's like I'm kind of leaning towards the Patriots. But, the Bills could also get right this week. I'm going to have to stick with the Bills, but I really feel like this is one of those 50-50 games. Chris?
For me, it wasn't 50-50. I'm going Bills because last week was a straight disappointment. I had originally I had picked the 49ers, but I accidentally sent the wrong picks, which I was kind of hoping. Accidentally. But I was hoping that the Patriots would be like, you know what, Chris, we got you this week. We got you. I was utterly disappointed.
Yeah. Yep. Ben?
Yeah, it's going to be the Bills. I ain't even got to talk about it.
All right. Well, fair enough. Sorry, Tanner, but, like I said, I think it's more of a 50-50. I think it'll come down to the wire. But moving on to the next matchup, it is going to be the 3-3 Vegas Raiders going to the 5-2 Cleveland Browns. Now, this was supposed to be DJ's pick, but Ben, you're going to break it down for us.
Yeah, okay. So, Raiders, we all had high hopes going into last week. They were coming off a bye week where they had previously beat the Chiefs, but they ended up losing to the Buccaneers 20-45. The Browns had a close game against the Bengals, only winning 37-34. This is a tough one to pick because, once again, the Browns played a close, high-scoring game with the Bengals. You're a little unsure about who they really are. They do well against bad teams, and they don't do well against good teams. The Raiders, they play really well one week, and the next week they kind of just lay down. I think I'm going to have to go with the Raiders on this one. This is one of the games where I was really 50-50 on it, but I'm going to go Raiders. I could be wrong. I could easily be wrong, but I'm picking Raiders this week for my boy DJ.
All right, Tanner, are you going to give DJ hope?
I was talking to my legal counsel, and my thing is,
I think he's freezing again.
oh my word, hold on. All right, hold on.
If you have to leave and come back, bro, that's okay. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and save my pick. So the biggest factor for me is Josh Jacobs has not been impressing as late. The Browns' rushing defense has been great, so they're not going to really do anything on the ground. Derek Carr has been getting sacked more times this year than any time up to this point in previous seasons. And you have the one-man wrecking crew of Myles Garrett on the defensive line. So give me the Cleveland Browns to eat up the Raiders. And I'm sorry, DJ. Chris, your pick.
Now, you see, I would be going with the Browns, but there's one small factor that nobody's mentioned yet, and I'm glad. OBJ is out. He's tore his ACL. Now, might not make a big difference, but kind of almost losing to the Bengals kind of made me think that maybe, they need to get their little butts whooped just once by the Raiders. DJ, this one's up for you.
Okay. Tanner, seems like you're back.
Yeah, they tried to silence me, man. I tell you that. They just keep DDoSing me every time I try and do these picks because I'm the most hated, the most wanted, most hated on this TV show. But look, I know we talked about Odell, and I always talk about Odell. But listen, I'm going with the Browns. Let me tell you something. Everyone right now, you got different things for you. You got the Lakers who just won. You have the Dodgers who just won, right?
Yeah, baby.
People are saying the LA Raiders obviously are not in Las Vegas, but, a lot of people say they're from Oakland, LA, whatever the case may be. I don't think they're going to do it just because of an outside influence. You can't have a trifecta. It does not happen in sports. You can't have the same city win 3 times in a row. It just doesn't work out. That's why I'm going Browns. Even though Odell's going to be out here playing, Call of Duty Warzone, you're still going to have that support on the field. And that's why I'm saying I'm picking the Browns.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Speaking of, before we move on, does anybody know the original Rams city?
LA.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Cleveland.
That's where
Cleveland,
the
Ohio.
Rams came from. Ohio. Cleveland.
Fake news.
No, very real news.
Very
Most shocking one.
Anyways, now that we're going to move on to the next game officially, it's going to be the 5-1 Tennessee Titans going to the 5-1 Cincinnati Bengals. This matchup, like I previously stated, Joe Burrow has been looking like a stud. They narrowly beat the Browns last week in the rematch. Now Joe Burrow is 0-2 against the Browns. The Tennessee Titans suffered their first loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who went up, I think, 24-0. Really looked like just a stomping match for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it was Tennessee's defense that brought him back into the game and gave Tennessee a lot of opportunities. Then it came down to the tying field goal by Steven Gostkowski that cost him it. You got to look at the Tennessee Titans special teams, especially Steven Gostkowski, and kind of worry, kind of cringe. But with that being said, the Cincinnati team are looking to be sellers at the trade deadline. They've already sold one of their mainstays. I forgot his name. And the Tennessee Titans, this is going to be their get-right game. So give me the Tennessee Titans to beat on the Cincinnati Bengals. Chris?
Well, man, Bengals they looked okay against the Browns, but the Titans have just been playing really good. I mean, they barely lost to the Steelers, but, man, I'm going to give it up to the Titans if I can find – there we go. There's that picture.
Okay.
I got to my nose, too.
Respect. Ben?
Yeah, I'm giving it up to the Titans as well. They're going to take it this week. This is definitely a get-right game.
Okay, and Tanner?
I would say the same thing with me. It's a get-right game. They're going to keep going. They're going to put Joe Burrow down. They're going to put the Bengals down again, so it'll be 1-6-1 for them. But I got to go with Titans. Let's go. And I'm excited I'm very excited for this next pick. Let's get it going.
I'm excited too.
Okay, so clearly we all know what's going to be coming up in this next matchup. It is the New York Jets, the 0-7 New York Jets taking on the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, the 6-1 Kansas City Chiefs. And Ben, hit us with it.
Yeah, I can't believe I have the honor of introducing this this game between two confident, close, even teams. We got the 0-7 Jets and the 6-1 Chiefs. Jets lost last week 10-18 to the Bills, and the Chiefs won 43-16 against the Broncos. Now we can't always look at, the football is week to week. You can't just go, hey, last week the Jets only scored 10 points and the Chiefs they got 43. It's close. Anything could happen. I'm just barely squeaking out the Chiefs over the Jets to win this one. The Jets, they're working really hard to fix those balls, but every week they're just getting worse and worse. And the Chiefs have an iron foot.
Hang on. For this pick, I'm sorry, Ben. Who was your pick?
Oh, the Chiefs. But just barely squeaking them out.
Okay. Guys, can we just be honest? We're all picking the Chiefs this week. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. Chris, am I right?
Man, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Andy Reid's going to have an all-you-can-eat buffet at some whatever place he went to or where he's going to go. So, the Jets are just going to get kicked harder and harder each week.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do just a little bit different just for this round because clearly nobody in their right mind is going to pick the Jets to win.
What about DJ? Did he pick the Jets?
Probably not. And if he does pick the Jets, I'm going to be super disappointed. So let me just go ahead and do this for my own referencing that, yes, I am picking the Kansas City Chiefs. For this pick, the Kansas City Chiefs are 19-point favorites to win this game. That means that they will win by 19 points. Do you take the over or under, Chris?
I take the over.
Over. Okay, wait, hang on. They are also expected to a total score of 49 points. Over or under?
They're going to do over 49 points?
Combined scores would be over 49 points.
Well, just because the Jets are probably not going to score any points, I'm going to say under.
Okay. Ben, are you going to take the over and under on points scored and points differential?
Point differential. God, 19 points. I want to say under just so I could be right if it happens to be under, but I think the
I'm
safe
not
bet is
recording
to
these.
take
These
over.
are just for fun.
Yeah, okay, I'm taking over. You know what? No, I'm gonna say under. I think the Jets are gonna put up a little bit of a surprising fight, and it's
Okay.
gonna be like one of those things where like, why haven't they been doing this the whole time? I'm gonna take under and 49 points.
Combined.
I'll take over.
Okay. Tenor?
I know that doesn't really make sense, but yeah.
Let's make it. I had a gut feeling. I'm gonna make it under, bro.
For the point differential and total points?
Yeah. Let's make it. Why don't we make it 21-9?
Okay.
No, 21-10. 21-10.
I could see that happening. I could also see the 21-9 being only 3 field goals. For me, I think that 49 could be beaten, but I think I'm with Chris, where I think that the Jets are probably going to keep it a little bit closer. I think that it might be, they're not going to have a chance to win, but I think 3 touchdowns, I think Kansas City is going to take off the break. Okay. Now that we're done with that segment, because I needed to get content somehow, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, which is the 4-2 Indianapolis Colts going to the 3-3 Detroit Lions. Chris, let's hear it.
Okay, now you see last week the Lions barely scathed by the Falcons. But I think that was the game where they turn it around because they are looking hungry. Did you guys know that there's only one person that beats Matthew Stafford in most rushing drives to win a game with 36 for him? You guys know who the other person is that beats him out by 2?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
No, it's actually Drew Brees. So Drew Brees is going to give him some mojo. He's going to be like, oh, you know what, Matthew Stafford, you got this. I got some I haven't mentioned it yet, but I got a little man crush on Matthew Stafford like DJ does. It's going to take all 100 of Phillip Rivers' kids to put down the Lions. Oh, and Ben Roethlisberger. I guess the dogs are agreeing with me this time.
The dog is okay. All right.
Last time they barked, I won. I don't know. I don't remember, don't recall, but thank you, dog. Drink to that one.
Ben, your pick?
Yeah, I'm also going with the Lions. They're just playing better overall as a team than the Colts. Lions, yeah.
Okay. Tanner?
No, I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm saying the Colts. My legal counsel's advising me on the Colts. I think the dogs are saying no, do not vote for the Colts. I might have to add another. I'm not even going to say it. Let's keep going, Colts. Lions are not going to take it.
I too am going Colts because the Colts defense is much better. And Atlanta Falcons blew themselves in the foot last week. It was not the Lions doing anything. Well, I guess they scored the game-winning drive, but that's besides the point. I think the Colts have a much better defense. And what's up, Brendan? But moving on to the next matchup, it is the 2-4 LA Chargers going to Denver to take on the 2-4 Broncos. And Tanner, tell us why we should care about this game.
Well, let me tell you why we should care about this game. Now, the interesting thing about this is you guys at home don't know, but we have an entire meeting notes list, right? And it lists all the games out, everything, just kind of make it a little bit simple for us to read. On here, it says that the Chargers are going to win. It says the Chargers are favored to win by Vegas. However, when I go into ESPN, it's telling me that Denver's going to win by 53%. So 53% to 46. That's what ESPN is saying right now. And, you look at Justin Herbert, it says on here he's got 1,542-yard season, 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, where you got Drew Lock, 679, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. And it's weird to me that they want to say that the Broncos are going to take it and win. Now, I know that we're playing at Denver, and I know that may be a little bit chilly, but they're going to bolt up. They're going to bring some heat because that's what lightning brings. Lightning brings heat. It's going to bring all the smoke. It's going to bring all the thunder. It's going to be loud. They're going to come in there and they're going to rock the Broncos. It is going to be a close game, but I'm going to go with Chargers.
Okay. It is my pick. So I just looked up the weather in Denver for Sunday, and it's going to be a crispy 50 degrees Fahrenheit whenever they play. Sunny out. So it's a little bit tough, but I want to see Justin Herbert do well. So I'm going with the LA Chargers. Chris.
I see both these teams have the same record. We're playing in Denver, where, if you don't know, Colorado has pot marijuana, all that good stuff legalized. So they're gonna share a doobie together. They'll be like, yeah, bruh, I think I'm gonna give it to you because I'm not feeling it today. I don't want to fight.
Okay, Ben, your pick.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Chargers. I think that's the safe pick. They play really well, and the Broncos not so much. I don't know. Giving it to the Chargers.
The Broncos' 2 wins come from the winless New York Jets and a surprise victory over the New England Patriots, where all they did was kick field goals. Not very convincing, whereas Justin Herbert has been very convincing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I needed to add that in, but we're just going to move on from that to our next matchup. It is the 4-3 San Francisco 49ers taking on the 5-1 Seattle Seahawks. And Tanner, you did such a great job analyzing that game that I want you to do this game as well, please.
That's wonderful, man. I've never heard anyone say anything nice to me like that before. But anyways, let us continue. So the picks
it
for
almost
this
sounded
week.
like you were in church. Like, let us pray. Let us continue.
I think we should pray for Russell Wilson right now because have you guys seen the odds for this game? 50.3. 50.3% out of 100 is what they're predicted to win, where the 49ers are 49.3. And I know that's very scary to me to say. And the reason why I'm saying it is because the 49ers murdered the Patriots last week. And that's scary if they're going to keep going on this roll from being injured, from losing a bunch of games, and now they're steamrolling ahead. And if they go from beating the Patriots to the Seahawks, what's next? That's scary. That's scary for me, for someone as me to think. Now, however, I would like to see that, but I don't want to see it just yet. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Okay. Chris, your pick.
This is my upset of the week because the way I looked at the Seahawks against the Cardinals did well. I liked what I saw. With Seattle's defense not being the greatest, it's kind of scary to think that I know the 49ers aren't all there because of most of the injuries, but that defense for Seattle is not looking too good to me, and I'm not saying that the 49ers are going to blow them out. It's going to be very, very tight. It's going to be like either a 1 point or 2 to 3 point game. That's just the bare minimum of the margin right there.
Ben, your pick.
Yeah, I have the Seahawks. I know I picked Cardinals to beat the Seahawks last week. No big deal. But I think the Seahawks are going to have a get-right game here and do some work against their division rival, 49ers. Give me Seahawks.
It's tough because the Seattle Seahawks defensive ranking is like I think, the 28th worst defense in the league, whereas the 49ers have a top 10 defense. Jimmy Garoppolo is not, a stellar quarterback. And coming into this, I was ready to be like, Seattle Seahawks all the way, but Kyler Murray took the game to overtime. And, I don't like going against Russell Wilson, but I think this week, the 49ers might barely just edge them out just a little bit because they have Kittle back. They have some of their wide receivers coming back. So, it's going to be close. I completely agree that it's going to be a close game. I don't like doing that. But, okay, moving on to the next matchup. It is the 4-2 New Orleans Saints going to the 5-2 Chicago Bears. Both of these teams are second place in their division. They are very much in the playoff hunt. The New Orleans Saints are just outside of the playoff hunt. They might get Michael Thomas back this week. Who knows? Emmanuel Sanders, I believe, is still on the COVID list. They had a whole bunch of guys step up last week that brought them to a victory over the Carolina Panthers. Cam Jordan is still playing great for his 9th season in the league. The Chicago Bears, they don't have an offensive identity. They have Nick Foles, and Nick Foles is doing his best to keep them in the game. But even against the LA Rams, they struggled like crazy. The Bears' primary rushing attack has been a strong suit for them, but the New Orleans Saints have, I believe, a top 5 or top 3 run defense, which is just fantastic. So they're not going to be able to run, but the pass defense on the Saints is terrible. So Nick Foles is going to have to throw on them. But Drew Brees is starting to show a little bit more signs of life. So I'm going to be a little bit risky because last week, like I said, I was picking the Bears because they win the games that they're not supposed to. I might be a homer, but give me the Saints to beat out the Bears in Chicago. Chris?
Yeah, you know what? The Bears aren't the 85 Bears anymore. And I really, really don't – I don't know. This is one of the picks that I felt like it could go either way, but I'm going to give it to the Saints. Just – I don't know. Something about the Saints and the Bears being kind of the Bears, I like the Saints a little bit more.
Yeah. Ben?
Yeah, the Bears, they're not going up against Tom Brady. So I expect the Bears to lose, and I expect the Saints to win.
Okay, thank you. Tanner, your pick.
I don't like that comment, but anyway. I was going to say it ain't like the 85 Bears, man. There's a lot of things in the 80s that were hitting the streets real hard, doing very well, but
cocaine.
Could be what I was referencing, could not be. But anyways, only I can know that. But you know what else everybody can know that I also know? That the Saints are going to take it.
Hey, let's go. If the weather is bad in Chicago, Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray are a great run duo. So I think they're covered there also.
It's always raining in Chicago, bro.
Big weather.
Yeah, 9mm bullets.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
well,
damn.
we're going to run away from your pumped up kicks. Let's just go ahead and move on to this next matchup, please. It is probably the worst Sunday night football game that could have been given to us, and I really hope they flex out of this one. It's the 2-5 Dallas Cowboys going to Philadelphia to take on the 2-4-1 division-leading Philadelphia Eagles. Ben, should we care at all about this game?
Absolutely, and I hope they do not flex this game out. If anybody watched Thursday Night Football last week between the Eagles and the Giants, they played terrible football. The worst. It looked like nobody knew what they were doing, and it was the best game to watch ever. Way better than that one Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Rams. That should have been a Super Bowl right there. That was great football. I mean, great. It was horrible football, but great entertainment. And I think this game is going to be the same. We have garbage and we have crap on both sides. And does anybody know the status of Andy Dalton after he got injured?
I'm looking at it right now, so
I
just
didn't
give me
even know he got
1 second.
injured.
Yeah, no, he got injured bad.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
so he's not supposed to be playing, right?
They haven't really made a decision. I think he might have sat out of practice.
Either way, the Cowboys have no quarterback. Either way, with Dak Prescott out, they're playing without a quarterback right now. The Eagles, they're garbage. No one's going to be able to do anything, but it's going to be so much fun to watch. I got to give it to the Eagles, though.
Okay, let me just throw this one out here. Apparently Dalton took part in team meetings, but not individual meetings yet. So I don't think he's been physical. And it says if Dalton can't play Sunday, rookie Ben DiNucci would get his first start of his NFL career.
Ben DiNucci, more like Ben. Wait,
Dookie.
DiNucci.
The Dookie.
I was trying to switch him to call him Dookie. Either way, the Cowboys are going to lose. I'm giving this one to the Eagles, as much as I don't like the Eagles either. I don't like either team, but the Eagles have just a little bit more going on than the Cowboys right now.
I agree. Tanner?
Yeah, same thing. I don't like either of these teams. Honestly, when I was looking at this matchup, it kind of you know what, brother?
They're dossing him again.
Yeah, Tanner, we're losing you, buddy. I'm going to say my pick, and we'll come back around. Chris, you can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right. Yeah. So here's the thing. Is like, yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win. Do they deserve to win? Absolutely not. Both of these teams deserve a big fat draw. But the Cowboys, they're not going to do that. They're going to lose. And what sucks for the Cowboys is they're out of the running for Trevor Lawrence. 2 games, they're not going to pass up the Jets. The Jets aren't going to win 3 games. So they're going to take an L on the field and morally. Chris?
Well, you see, you got dumpster fire versus dumpster fire. You already know where I'm going with this. You know, this is the accurate representation of the NFC North or East, excuse me. I'm not picking a tie because Cowboys are no longer a team. They're done. They went to Washington just to score a field goal, and that was it. They were like, oh, you know what? That's all we got. You know, show's over. So give me the Eagles to just steamroll them. Carson Wentz, even though he's a hack, like Ben says he is, I'm giving to them this time.
I'm really hoping to see a little bit of Ben DiNucci.
Oh, yeah, Ben the Dookie, more like it.
Yeah, Ben the Dookie.
The Dookie Nookie.
Tanner, you pick.
Listen, man, they're back. They tried taking me off the air like they always do. But listen, let me tell you something about this. Is the last thing I heard you say was they're losing. You know who's going to lose is the Cowboys. And let me tell you, when I was thinking about this game before, you know, they booted me off the air, it reminded me of 2 raccoons fighting over trash in a dumpster, bro. This is kind of what this game is like. And you're going to have one raccoon fighting the other. They're going to look exactly the same. You really couldn't care who's going to win. You just want to see somebody win, right? And I'm saying that this little critter right here, oh, my finger's way off screen. This little critter right here is the Eagles, and he's picking up the trash right there. And this guy right here isn't picking up any trash. So let's give it to the Eagles.
Yep. Somebody's got to wear that trash crown. We're going to go ahead and move on to the final game of the week, the Monday night game. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 5-2, going to New York to take on the Giants, who are 1-6. Chris, you're going to break it down for us.
Man, I wish I had a beer right now. I drank both the ones that I had because, man, the Giants just make me depressed. You know, do I even really need to explain this? Buccaneers got freaking Antonio Brown now. They're just going to steamroll. It's over.
But he won't be here until next week whenever he takes on the New Orleans Saints.
Still
But-
doesn't matter. Still give it to the Buccaneers.
You know what is going to matter is if AB does this again, bro, before he even gets to play.
Yep.
Again.
Tanner, since you're talking, you might as well give us your pick.
I don't need to say much, bro. You know, we're going to do great this week. We're going to go and kill them. But I'm worried about next week, man, because I'm really not counting on AB playing next week, bro, to be honest with you. That's my secondary prediction. He's not going to make it until next week.
Oh, it'll be tight. He does have to do the court case for the sexual harassment in December, so we'll even see if he finishes the season. Ben, normally I would say it's your pick, but I want you to think of something nice and juicy to close off the show. So I'm going to go ahead and just say my pick. It's Daniel Jones versus Tom Brady. Now, whenever you think of these two guys, are you going to take a 43-year-old quarterback who probably smells like old fart, or a new, younger quarterback who's in his early 20s of a popular New York franchise? Tom Brady.
Go with the old man.
Hey, this is my time to talk, Chris.
I turned up my headsets to make sure I heard that right. And now I'm really listening.
And Tom Brady, who has one of the most plain names of all time, Tom Brady, versus the man, Daniel Jones. When you think about it, it's just clear as day that Tom Brady is just going to like stuff this kid with like footballs or deflate his ego. Hey, see what I did there? Okay, Ben, your pick.
Okay, when you were talking about we got Tom Brady versus Daniel Jones, and that there's only one conclusion that could be made, I thought you were going to say that these guys are both white, and you would not be wrong.
They do have very white names.
Also, thank you for putting me on the spot for this last pick, saying you wanted something big and juicy.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm going to talk about my my weaning pick for this game. And if Daniel Jones thinks he's gonna throw all over Tampa Bay, he's tripping. If you know what I mean. I'm choosing the Buccaneers to win this one.
I love it. All right. Well, guys, I don't have access to my phone right now. Can you check and see if DJ sent in his picks?
I don't think so, to be honest.
He said he was going to send it to you. Maybe he's texted it to you.
I don't think I have his number. No, I do have his number, but my phone didn't vibrate or anything, and I didn't get an email. So unfortunately, that means that we don't have his picks right now.
All we know is he picks the Raiders.
Yes, of course. He's going to pick the Raiders over the Browns.
You can just assume that he and I have the same picks, as we normally do.
I'll get his picks, and I'll put it in the description of the video down below. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me.
Wait. Can I just say one thing?
Absolutely.
Shout out to my boy Mikey for helping me with that Edgar Allan Poe reference earlier.
Hey, what's up, Mikey? I hope he watches the videos.
I'll make sure he watches it.
All right.
What up, Edgar Allan Poe? Hope you're watching too.
Yeah, you know he's watching from underneath the floorboards. Nevermore. Okay. Well, with that being said, thank you guys again for coming on. Love having you guys come every week, and this competition is
I somehow knew Ben was going to do that.
I was thinking about something else, totally unrelated to what you just said.
I'm going to wrap up this video, and we can talk later. With that being said, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final score. Thank you, and good night.